If you're sitting at home and you think construction is just the bricks, the concrete, or the lumber, you're missing the hardest part. And this took us a long time to figure out. We spent a lot of painstaking nights sitting right here where I am right now in the office. And your home isn't just about the materials, it's about decisions, timing, coordination, the invisible forces that, shape your home. Most people only see the physical work. Professionals know the real work happens long before the first shovel even hits the ground. After decades in the building industry, and we've learned through our mistakes and through the pain of those mistakes, start to realize every project's the same, whether it's a tiny home, skyscraper. It needs to be orchestrated and put together through predictable systems and processes to eliminate the chaos. A blueprint that's put together behind the scenes that allows the project to flow and to move accordingly, exactly how you want it. Because when you misunderstand the projects and the project flow from start to finish, you're not only going to lose money, you're probably going to lose some of your sanity. And if it goes really bad, you're going to lose the entire project. And poor planning becomes, schedule disasters, missed details, disputes on site, you name it, it's going to come, and it's really hard to get that back on the tracks as soon as it goes sideways there. So, imagine you're standing at the edge of a dirt lot Monday morning, all the guys are there, trucks are lining up, dozens of sub trades are there, your excavation team's there, everybody's there. Now imagine, there's a site beside you where, you see the guys, they're all whistling, there's no tension, there's nothing bad happening, they're just waiting to go and perform the work and execute, right? And the difference between these two job sites, one's where the guys are lined up looking tense, another where the guys are lined up looking like it's just another day at the office. That's because the site that has the guys like it's another day at the office, for them it is, because they've already spent months planning from the time you had your vision, walking through the design, the permit, all of it. The other guys, you're going to spend the next 12 to 24 months looking at that same team, same anxiety, same problems, and it's going to just create a breakdown of the entire construction process. So, when you see the two sites side by side, relaxed, anxiety riddled, you're really going to be able to tell who's done their planning and who knows the construction, cycle of the project. And we're talking from your vision all the way to handover to warranty. Here's what most people never realize. Building your home, it's not just a collection of disconnected tasks. It's a single continuous process where it's predictable, there's phases, and we can predict those outcomes. Every phase influences the next. Every decision has a ripple effect. Every assumption, it's a risk if it isn't clarified early, and you don't want to fall behind. Each decision shapes the next phase. You're going to shift from reactive to proactive. That shift is what separates good construction professionals from exceptional ones. Exceptional leaders don't just manage the build, they manage the entire journey. Most construction professionals are managing what they think is construction. They think they're just managing construction, but what they're really managing is design, conflict with design, shifting of scope, subcontractor expectations, material logistics, regulatory compliance, trade coordination, schedule pressure, and constant communication between the clients. And let's not forget about the most stressful part, the budget. Companies who can manage the budget and give the client what they're expecting for what they pay. Now, I'm not talking about, giving you a Ferrari for the price of a minivan, but if the expectations are clear, the budget is clear, you should get exactly what's been described in your scope of work and described in your project details. A missing detail in design becomes a change order. A rushed feasibility study, it's going to become a budget overrun. Poorly defined scope of work, you guessed it, dispute. A late procurement decision, of course, we don't have the tile when we need it, it's gonna get delayed. So understanding the entire project cycle, that's what's gonna really make the difference when you're walking through the beginning of your project with your builder. If you're interested in learning how we can help you and how we can walk you through your project from idea all the way to handover, feel free to contact us for a no obligation, no cost consultation. Now, what we're about to go through, it's from hard learned lessons on site. It's not from a textbook. It's how real projects actually unfold. The messy logistics, the high pressure reality. Textbooks aren't going to give you that. We know, we've been on the site. It's the sequence that experienced builders follow instinctively. And it's the sequence that inexperienced builders, they're going to overlook. If you want to understand how your project should flow, let's talk strategy. And now we're going to go through what some of those strategic moves are for you. So point number one is your vision and the concept. This is the invisible foundation for every project, and it begins long before drawings, budgets, anything's even thought of. It's going on in your mind, in your dreams, and this is you deciding what you want to build. And that vision, it carries objectives, requirements, constraints, and a purpose. At this stage, you're not building anything physical yet. You're defining the problem, you're trying to solve it, and if the problem isn't clear, the solution won't fit. Great managers, they're going to be able to refine this with you, align expectations, ensure the vision is shared, not assumed. This is where alignment is born and misalignment is prevented. Next, we get into our feasibility and pre-design. So this is the reality check, where ideas collide with reality. Feasibility asks whether the project is possible, practical, whether you have the funds. Teams analyze site conditions, budgets, market pricing, the regulatory hurdles, environmental considerations, the long-term operational needs. This phase exposes the blind spots early. Skip it, you'll pay for those blind spots later. Usually delays, blown budget, redesigns. Now we're gonna get into number three. It's our design development, turning vision into actual plans. The project's now becoming tangible. Architects, engineers, consultants, they're translating that first vision you had into schematic designs, detailed drawing, specs, and technical documents. Decisions start to get made here. We start to determine procurements, subcontractor bids, permitting compliance. It's the final stage before we get into putting the constructability and drawings together in the permitting. Now we're into step number 4, and this is where our permitting and approvals start to happen. Before breaking ground, of course, everybody knows we need permission from those governing bodies. So we go into our municipal reviews, zoning, environmental approvals, utility agreements. All of it has to be aligned. This phase is often slow, a little bit unpredictable, but it can be very predictable working with the right teams. Proactive managers are working with the architects and all of the consultants to be able to move through this as quickly as possible. Number 5, we're getting into contracting and we're preparing what we like to call the battlefield or the site. This is where we're gonna lock in our resources. We're gonna start to procure, ordering materials, selecting suppliers, securing deliveries, going through our contracting with scope of work, liability, payment terms, the partners, all that great stuff, budgets, quality, safety, and we're gonna walk through and build our contract through this process. Step 6, we're getting ready to build. Everybody's getting excited. Stay with me, I know it's long. This is our pre-construction. This is where we've had our permits approved, and now we're ordering all of our materials, we're confirming all of our trades, we're confirming all of the pricing, we're aligning our teams with our architects, with the interior design, and we're going through so that we know when we mobilize, construction is gonna start on that site, as little issues as possible. Step number 7, we're into the physical build. Finally, we're here. And this is what, the tireless work for the last 12 months has given. And this is what I was talking about earlier about the one site with the relaxed team. That's what we're gonna have and you're gonna have on your site, because we're following all these steps and making this all great. So when we're going through the build, course, execution's happening on site. Step number 8, we're into our site inspections, quality assurance. We're validating that to our clients all in real time. You're getting weekly updates to make sure everything's done. Our teams on site are completing checklists to make sure inspections are passed with the city. Our internal inspections, which are much, much more detailed than the city inspections are. And now, after all that stuff's done, everything's completed, home looks great. We're getting into our mechanical, electrical, and all those specialty systems that we're putting into the home. We're ensuring all of that's gonna fit beautifully, function for years, and this is where the performance starts to become real, and those hidden issues, they're not gonna reveal themselves because we solved all those problems. After this, we're tying our finishing into this as well. Step number 10, close out, move in. You're almost at the finish line. The project's here. You're excited, family dinners, everything you dreamed of is happening. And this is where we're starting to, really get the homeowners into the home, show them how everything operates, show them what everything works. And then for us, one of the most important steps is step number 11, and that's our post-construction support. We're not ending when we hand the keys over. We have our warranty, our teams, our maintenance packages are put together to ensure that home stays your dream home for as long as we possibly can make it your dream home. Every construction project follows that we do this cycle and these steps. And like I said, we learned this the hard way, because when we first started, we were taking clients all over the map. And of course, over the years, we've grown. We have great clients now, and we try to only partner with great clients, great architects, great interior design now, because we really know that these steps, this is what makes or breaks the build. And we want to be involved in all of these steps so that we can really make this happen. So this is something that interests you and aligns with, you know, what you're looking for your build. Feel free to reach out to us. You know, we can sit down, we'll do a consultation with you, and we can walk you through how this will make your project as great as possible. If you like this video, check out our next video over here. It's all about how we control the quality of the work that happens on your project, and I think you're really gonna like it.